Nutrition. Nutrition is the science of how different foods affect the human body. We know we need to eat food because it is what gives us energy. Different foods are made of different nutrients and can help and affect the body in different ways. Nutrients are like special ingredients that can be found in different foods. Each nutrient can help our bodies in different ways. For example, some nutrients help our muscles, some help our bones, and some help us fight diseases. Since all healthy foods help our bodies in different ways, it's important we eat some of each kind so we're able to get all the healthy nutrients we need for our body. Foods are put into food groups based on how they grow, the nutrients and vitamins, and how they can help our bodies. Balanced diet. Having a balanced diet means making sure we have foods from the different food groups throughout the day. If we only eat from one or two food groups, we can be missing out on nutrients and healthy things from other types of foods. The food groups are the carbs and grains group, fruits, vegetables, dairy, protein, and sweets. The sweets food group is the only food group that doesn't really include any nutrients or healthy ingredients for our bodies. That's why we should only have them once in a while. Food pyramid. One way food groups are organized is through the food pyramid. The food pyramid puts the foods into their food groups and tells us how much of each group we should have each day. Foods towards the bottom of the pyramid are ones we should have more of throughout the day. As you move up the pyramid, less of those foods are needed each day. Sweets are at the very top, which we know we do not need to have every day and should only have once in a while. So if we look at this picture over here, we have a picture of the food pyramid. At the very bottom, we have the grains group. You can see all the different foods in the grains group, like bread and pasta and rice. Then we move up a little bit. We have the vegetable group, shows some nice yummy vegetables. The fruit group over in this area. This is called the protein group, so that's a lot of different healthy meats and peanut butter and beans. We have the dairy group, which is things that come from milk like yogurt and cheese. And at the very top we have the sweets group, which we know we shouldn't have every once in a while, only for a treat. The grains group. The grains group can be found at the very bottom of the food pyramid. Foods in this group include things like grainy plants like wheat, barley, or oats. Some foods in the grain group include pasta, rice, wheat, bread, oatmeal, and cereal. My favorite food in the grains group is rice. What is yours? Next is the vegetable group. Vegetables are foods that are either the roots, stems, or leaves of different plants. Vegetables are very important because they contain a lot of different vitamins and minerals our bodies need to stay healthy. Some examples of vegetables include carrots, broccoli, celery, and green beans. My favorite vegetable is lettuce. What is yours? The fruit group. Fruits are the flowering plant that contains seeds. Fruits, just like vegetables, have a lot of the vitamins and minerals our bodies need to stay healthy. Some examples of fruits include berries, grapes, watermelon, kiwi, blueberries, and raspberries. My favorite fruit are nectarines. What is yours? The dairy group. The dairy group includes any foods that are made out of milk. Dairy foods are important because they have calcium in them, which helps make our bones nice and hard and strong. Some examples of foods in the dairy group include yogurt, cheese, and milk. My favorite food group out of the dairy group is Greek yogurt. What is yours? The protein group. The protein group includes foods that have the ingredient of protein in them. Most foods that are in the protein group are kinds of meat. However, there are some foods like nuts, beans, and tofu which also have protein. Foods with protein help to make our muscles get bigger and stronger. Some examples of foods in the protein group include steak, fish, turkey, peanut butter, and ham. My favorite food in the protein group is chicken. What is yours? The sweets group. At the very top of the food pyramid is the sweets group. We know that this is a food group that we should have only once in a while. This is because foods in this group do not have anything healthy for us in them. If we ate only sweets and no healthy foods, our bodies wouldn't get any of the healthy vitamins and minerals needed so our bodies can work right and give us clean energy. Some examples of foods in the sweets group include cupcakes, candy, soda, and chocolate. My favorite treat from the sweets group are chocolate chip cookies. What's yours? The food plate. Another way nutritionists, which are people who study food, help us to make sure we are eating the right healthy foods is with the food plate. Nutritionists are people who study nutrition and how different healthy foods can help us. The food plate shows what our plate should look like when we're eating our meals. It organizes the different food groups on a picture of a plate. This can help us make sure we are having a balanced diet and eating from each of the healthy food groups. So if we look at our picture over here, this is the picture of the food plate. We see that this area they have for protein, one area for vegetables, an area for the fruits group, an area for the grains group, and an area for the dairy, because we want to make sure we're having a balanced diet and having a little bit of every different part of the food group for each meal that we have. Water, we can't forget about water. We also need water for our bodies to be able to work as well. Water helps all of our different body parts function. If we do not get enough or any water, our bodies cannot work properly. It's important to always get enough water every day. Our bodies lose water when we do things like sweat or go to the bathroom. When we do this, we need to make sure we replace the water we lose so our bodies stay hydrated, which means they're filled with enough water to work. So to review, nutrition is the study of how different foods affect our body. We need to eat food so we can have the energy we need for each day. It's important that we have a balanced diet. That means we have foods from all the different healthy food groups each day. The different food groups are grains, vegetables, fruits, dairy, protein, and sweets. Sweets is not a healthy food group. Foods are put into different groups based on how they are grown and what's inside them. Review of the food pyramid. So one way that food groups can be shown to us is through the food pyramid. The food pyramid puts the food groups in order based on how much we should eat of them each day. Foods at the bottom should be eaten more than the foods at the top. So another picture again of the food pyramid showing all the different food groups and how we should eat them. Definitely eat less sweets because it's at the very top. Food plate review. Nutritionists or people who study nutrition also like the nutrition food plate. The food plate shows us a picture of what our plate should look like when we are eating. It has different food groups organized on a plate for us to see. It's also important to make sure we stay properly hydrated, which means we are drinking enough water each day. Our bodies need water in order to work properly. So if we look at this food plate over here, we can see that this person is eating a balanced diet, meaning they're eating foods from the different food groups. They have some protein to help their muscles, some vegetables, some fruits, some grains, and some dairy. So they're having a balanced diet, a little bit of each food group. Please complete the Google form on DOS Connect to complete the assignment.